What up, Bugles? I want to welcome you to this video. In this episode of Unspoken Origin, we explore DC Comics work of Geoff Johns. So I want to welcome you to Heroes, Sidekicks, and Crisis of Geoff Johns' DC Multiverse. Before I start, please don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything and it means world to us. Also, check out TikTok and Instagram. Okay, let's do it. Geoff Johns made some impressive impact on DC Comics multiverse, and to this day he is one of the most favorite writers in comic book industry. And thanks to that, he served as the chief creative officer of DC Entertainment from 2010 to 2018, and as a president and CCO from 2016 to 2018. He was the co-founder and former co-chairman of DC Films and co-runner of DC Extended Universe until 2018. In film, he was a producer or executive producer of Green Lantern, Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, First Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman, or basically everything till 2020. He also co-wrote and produced the story for Aquaman and wrote a screenplay for Wonder Woman 1984. Movie business was actually the crucial part of his early career. In the 90s in Los Angeles, Johns called the office of director Richard Donner looking for an internship. Yes, that Richard Donner who brings Superman to big screen for the first time. While Johns was being transferred to Warriors People, Donner picked up the phone by accident, leading to a conversation and an internship. John started with copying script and after about 2 months was hired as a production assistant for Donner, whom Johns regards as his mentor. And it was the work for Donner which led him straight to the comic book business. While working on the production of Donner's 97 film Conspiracy Theory, Johns visited New York City, where he met DC Comics executive Eddie Berganza. Berganza invited Johns to tour the DC Comics offices and offered Johns the opportunity to suggest ideas, which led to Johns pitching Stars and Stripe, a series based on the second Star Spangled Kid and her stepfather, to editor Chuck Kim a year later. Johns expected to write the comics on the side until he met David Goyer and James Robinson, who were working on JSA, Justice Society of America. It doesn't take long, and Johns started co-write JSA with David Goyer. Mixing younger, edgier characters with the elder statesmen of superheroes, Johns brought the JSA back to the forefront of the comics in what became the industry's best-selling comic book series at the time. They run got own omnibus treatment and it is collected in 3 separate volumes. That same year, Johns became the regular writer on the Flash ongoing series with issue 164. Johns' work on the Flash represents one example of his modeling of various elements in his stories after aspects of his birth town. He said he turned Keystone City into Detroit, made it a car town. A lot of characters were inspired by citizens of Detroit. Self-made, blue-collar heroes represent Motor City, and Johns' Wally West Flash was like that. In 2009, Johns teamed with artist Ethan Van Sciver on the Flash Rebirth miniseries, which centered on the return of Barry Allen as the Flash. He continued writing Flash ongoing series with Barry as a main character, and it all leads to Flashpoint event. Big, bold crossover event about broken timelines, and it was most definitely universe-changing story, because as a result, whole DC gets a restart called the New 52. Johns' whole The Flash saga was collected in 3 omnis, and Flashpoint is part of Volume 3, and it was also released in its own omnibus with all tie-in issues. But let's get back in time for a few years. In 2002, he crafted Return to Krypton story arc, and this was the first time he got his hand on greatest superhero of all times, Superman. Except of this story, Johns returned to Superman in legendary miniseries as Up, Up, Away, Brainiac, or Superman Secret Origins. He even reunited with Richard Donner on the Last Son storyline in Action Comics. Most of Johns' Superman work will be collected in Absolute Superman by Geoff Johns and Gary Frank, with release date this May. Jones also oversaw the relaunch of Hawkman and Teen Titans. In Hawkman, we follow how Carter Hall tries to reunite with Hawkgirl, but with no memory of their past lives together, Kendra wants nothing to do with Hawkman. Jones skillfully created a mystery and built their relationship one step at a time. This story is collected in the Hawkman Omnibus Volume 1, but it's unfortunately out of print for now. In his Teen Titans, Jones presents a refreshing look at sidekick culture in DC Universe. Except for this, he puts beloved teen heroes against their archenemy, Deathstroke, and of course a lot of other threats. I need to say I absolutely love this series, and you can find it collected in Teen Titans by Geoff Johns Omnibus. Most memorable among Jones' work is his reinventing of Green Lantern Hal Jordan. John started with miniseries Green Lantern Rebirth and continued Hal's journey through ongoing Green Lantern series. His Green Lantern was extremely popular and immediately became one of the best-selling series in DC Comics at the time. He put Hal Jordan and his fellow Lanterns against many enemies and threats, as we can witness in both crossover event Blackest Night or Brightest Day. Both of them was released in their own omnis with all tie-in issues. John's Green Lantern run is collected in 3 omnis, and trust me, this is must-read run. Thanks to popularity of this series was launched several Green Lantern series. For example, Green Lantern Corp and first half of this series was released in Green Lantern Corp by Tomasi and Gleason Omnibus Volume 1, and I am impatiently waiting an announcement of second volume. In 2005, Jones was writer of Infinity Crisis crossover event. This was a really big deal. It was first time for Jones to have opportunity to craft epic DC Crisis, and not just any crisis, but long-awaited sequel to first and legendary Crisis on Infinity Earths. Infinity Crisis was launched at 20th anniversary of the first Crisis, and I can even tell you how I love it. It truly is one of my all-time favorite comic book event, and of course it is collected in own omnibus. Infinity Crisis Omnibus is even a gold standard on how event omnis should be done. With perfect mapping and including everything essential, Infinity Crisis Omnibus is this impeccable example of event omnibus. Infinity Crisis directly led to 52 storyline, with Jones co-written with Grant Morrison, Greg Rucka, Mark Waid, and late Kate Giffen. In this 1-year-long weekly series, we follow DC Universe without their 3 biggest heroes, Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. 52 is another of my all-time favorite comic book storylines, and I talk about it also in Grant Morrison Unspoken origin video, and you can read this story for yourself in 52 Omnibus. Now we can return to the time after the Flashpoint or to the new 52. In time of this relaunch, John started writing 2 ongoing series, Aquaman and Justice League. His fresh take on Aquaman character was really welcomed, and he literally reinvented this character who was really long time just a punchline of jokes. Many readers consider his Aquaman run as the best Aquaman run ever, and I agree. It is a fantastic adventure story and explores many aspects of Arthur Curry and Atlantis. Plus, it have a lot of heart and fun. You can find it yourself in Aquaman by Geoff Johns Omnibus. John's Justice League was a big blockbuster epic ride full of action. This was like Michael Bay movie in comic book format, and it's so much fun. I actually made videos about both volumes of his Justice League run omnis, and there I talk much more about every aspect of this epic journey. Feel free to check them out. Except of these epic ongoing runs, John's written 3 volumes of Batman Earth 1 graphic novels, where we witness his take on alternate version of Batman. Unfortunately, it wasn't released in omnibus or oversized format for now. Jones revisited ideas from the end of his Justice League run in graphic novel Batman 3 Jokers, which was his tribute to legendary Killing Joke. In this story we follow Batman, Jason Todd, and Barbara Gordon in investigation of mystery of 3 Jokers. You can find it collected in Absolute Batman 3 Jokers. Another continuation of closing up of his Justice League run was Doomsday Clock Maxi series, which combines DC Universe with Watchmen universe. Except of this crossover, it mainly is John's love letter to DC Comics and their characters, especially to Superman. Not every reader loved the series, but I do. Like I said, it is a love letter to world which I truly love, and I kind of understand what Jones was doing here. You can read it in absolute doomsday clock, and if you love DC Comics, you definitely should. In last few years, Jones left DC Comics and now operate in Image Comics, where he and a group of other creators formed a cooperative media company called Ghost Machine, which would publish creator-owned comic books and allow the creators to benefit from the development of their intellectual properties. But this is a story for another time, in another video, maybe. And that's it. This is the story how Geoff Johns reinvited superheroes, sidekicks, and forever changed the landscape of DC Multiverse with his crisis and love for superheroes. Most of these books you can find in our eShop, comicsbugle.com. Your friendly neighborhood comic book shop in Europe. Except of great catalog of collected, deluxe and absolute editions, epic collections and omnibuses, we guaranteed you eco-friendly Hulkproof packaging, free shipping in whole EU, and option to pre-order your comic book now and pay for it later. You can also split full price to 4 separate payments because we know how expensive these books can be. So check it out, comicsbugle.com. You can also find direct links below this video. And that's all. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button so you don't miss out any further videos. In comment section let us know what other omnibuses or collected edition would you like to see in our videos. And see ya, Bugles!